Hello, my darling cosmic souls. Welcome to your guidance for February 2023. February is oftentimes known as the month of love. So I am going to keep with that vibe, and we're going to delve into the meaning of the word love. And I'm not talking about the silly romance things that idiots expect in February, because I don't know much about that. But I do know loving oneself and everything around us, and the more we put our entire existence into that feeling of love in everything we do, every step we take, every choice we make, every word we speak. When we do all of these things in that vibration of love, we can actually literally watch our world change before our eyes. The more you feel like you are in alignment with your life, even when you don't feel like you're in alignment with your life, it's like fake it till you make it. When you put that energy and that effort in to make a terrible situation into something really, really awesome, where you learn your lesson from that terrible situation, that is just adding the ingredient of love to the recipe of life. And what that does, ultimately, is raise the vibration of whatever you are experiencing, going through, or witnessing in your life. And you can observe from a higher perspective the changes in your life and how things are affected when you just insert a little bit of love into your everyday moment-to-moment doings and undoings. What this means is that you are literally magically alchemizing every and all situations in your life when you respond from a place of love. Respond with your heart. If anything happens in your life that is of a low vibration, which happens all the time, basically, let's not lie about it. When these things happen, and you start to react immediately in a defensive kind of way, or, fighting back against whatever opposition is coming towards you with full force, all you're doing is adding more fuel to the fire, and the fire's never going to go out. So if you change that up a bit and you decide, well, let me just hang back and watch as the story unfolds, and then ask my heart what my heart wants me to do at this moment. And every time you ask your heart how best to react or respond to this certain situation, whatever situation that may be, you are giving yourself the time to absorb the information that is coming to you and transmute the energy into a higher vibration, and then respond from a place of peace, understanding, love, compassion, and that is going to literally change everything in that situation. The fire will be put out, and new seeds of friendship and connectedness will sprout, and soon you will have big trees of happiness and love, and then the fruits will be coming, the fruit of the whole situation. Instead of burnt ashes, you will have actual, tangible, positive results, especially in conflicting situations. So I'm going to pull a card from my poetry deck, and see what resonates with us at this time. Free yourself. Time goes by, and the tears we cry don't seem to matter anymore. We start to realize they were all blessings in disguise, and the lessons we learn are all part of the burn, to remind us that we are alive. We can understand deeper that we can't wake the sleepers, and we can't change the keepers of our hearts. This is the start to a life of freedom, within and without our minds. Anything is possible when we free ourselves. When you put love into a situation, you are actually freeing yourself from the constraints of that fear-mindedness, the societal norm of being afraid of changes, because change is the only constant in life. Change is the only inevitable force in nature, in existence itself, whether it is nature or unnature. Everything changes, everything decomposes and is recreated at any given time, in any version of reality that is the basis of existence in this universe, in this version of life. And what that means is that everything is malleable, everything is changeable. When there is a tricky situation that you can't actually come out of in a positive manner, remember that this too shall pass. Everything will change. And it is up to you, it is up to your decisions and choices and actions thereafter, whether these changes will be positive or negative, whether you will affect a change that will directly influence everything and everyone around you and change the trajectory of your life, or react the way society has taught us, and that is by acting out of fear, acting out of aggression, anger, all of those negative cycles that the human race seems to enjoy playing in for some arbitrary reason, who knows why. And it does take a while, it does take practice, it does take vigilance, it does take clearing out your mind every time these negative thoughts come in. It is an ongoing practice. It's not a click of the finger and now you're in a space of loving the world, because that's not going to happen. Because there are evil people out there. There are tricky situations that no matter how much love you put into it, you just honestly cannot really feel the love because you're not receiving it. And it's a two-way street. It's a give and a take. You also don't want to extend love out when you know you're not going to get it in return. Then you're just wasting energy. You are disposing of precious energy that you could have used for the betterment of yourself and others, to change things for the greater good of all, to influence people in a positive manner, to make them feel more aligned with themselves, as opposed to in complete disarray, like society tries to keep us in that state of mind for some arbitrary reason. Who knows why. Let's pull another one of my random cards. This is a deck that I'm playing with, working on making and creating. Let's see what these cards want to tell us for February. I've never actually used these cards yet. I just made them and printed them and just left them. And now, you are witnessing my first card draw ever from this deck. Your ancestors are the air you breathe and the soil you walk upon. Take the opportunity to be still and listen to the wind. Watch the clouds and allow the world around you to give you messages and signs to guide you on your life's journey. You are breaking generational curses and cycles and closing chapters so you can clear all karmic debris that has been passed down through your ancestry, to pave the way for a new beginning in abundance and easy manifestation for yourself, your children, and your legacy. When you break that fear mindset, when you break the mechanism that society has been holding on to us for so long, you are literally changing the course of history. You are creating a brand new pathway for humans from now onwards. Never mind what they did in the past. Never mind what your ancestors had to endure. Feel it, experience it, breathe through it, forgive, learn, and then love. Love the lessons that it taught you. Even those terrible ones where you know that your ancestors burnt at some point, or were incarcerated, or were, massacred. Whatever, everyone's ancestors has had some kind of crazy, terrible thing happen to them. And it is our now moment, our choices from this moment onwards, whether we bring that along with us and we keep on feeding into that negative timeline, or we change it completely and respond with love and say, well, thank you for the lessons from the ancestors. I'm breaking this. I'm never going to go backwards. I am going to change the way I think, the way I act, the way I respond to actions done towards me, whether they are positive or negative. It all comes down to you. And you are the only one who knows how to change your life for the better, even when it's really, really difficult. So February, the month of love, the month of chocolate hearts and roses and silly things that adds to the consumerism vomit of life. It's deeper than that. Don't go looking for some silly date or other with a human that's probably never going to reply to you or respond, or doesn't really care for the hearts and chocolates and roses. Rather, use every breath that you take in this month of February to really act within that space of love for every living thing. Human, plant, animal, etherical, breath, life, all of the elements. Put your love into the elements. Put your love into Gaia, all of the planets, all of the universe. February is the month of love. I love you. Thank you so much for being on this journey and changing the world with us.